It's not every day that a football player can represent his country on the gridiron. Each summer, USA Football hosts the National Team Development Games, presented by Shock Doctor, to give athletes ages 13 to 18 the opportunity to wear the letters USA across their chests. Each week-long event is aimed at providing athletes with the opportunity to train with and develop under top-level coaches. U.S. national team coaching staffs are comprised of current NCAA coaches, respected high school coaches, and former NFL players and coaches.
They're good kids. It's a great environment, but to know that we're taking them towards something as a U19 team, that's really probably going to be most fulfilling for a chance to win a world championship.
Athletes are selected to compete at the development games based on their performance at one of USA Football's regional development camps or through a coach nomination and interview process. The development games feature several competitions and activities designed to assist each athlete's overall skill development. Along with daily practices and film sessions, players compete in a 7-on-7 tournament, a situational scrimmage, a jamboree event, and a full-length game to cap off the week. Players also participated in off-the-field activities like player development sessions led by former NFL players, family cookout events, and a celebration dinner. In addition to the coaching, competition, and friendships made throughout the week, each player was outfitted in Team USA gear and received special mouth guards and gloves from sponsors Shock Doctor and Cutters.
It's an amazing feeling to see other people push us and help us grow and get us better.
It's a huge honor to represent my country and represent the USA and wear the red, white, and blue on my chest.
The National Team Development Games, presented by Shock Doctor, was not only a great football event, but a lasting memory that each player and coach will carry forever.
USA on three! 1, 2, 3!
USA!
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tom Benson Stadium here in Canton, Ohio. Day number 3 of the USA Football Development Camps in the shadows of the Pro Football Hall of Fame here at Fawcett Stadium sees the red team coached by Tony Testis set to take on the white team being coached by head coach Tom Kudaba. Hi, everybody. Alongside Tom Monfiletto, I'm Mike Samsel, Derek Raymond, our producer, our entire USA Football crew here on hand. Happy to have you along with us. This morning's game, the first game, will feature players in 9th and 10th grade. So, Tom, we've seen the USA Football, we've seen a lot of the younger players start to develop their skills. Well, this grade is where we should see some of those skills start to pay off. Once you get to that 9th, 10th grade level, you know, those skills and that football awareness really starts to kick in.
Yeah, we'll start to see some really advanced talent here. We'll start to see some guys that have already made impact on their high school teams, high school rosters, and guys that are going to be, you know, representing the country, that are fighting for the opportunity to represent their country in some of the bigger international bowl games against some of the tougher international teams, especially just being in Texas this past year and the year before. The Canadian teams at this age level specifically are outstanding. So this is an important week for the U.S. national team program, obviously, and for this age group in general, because there's a lot of talent here, and this is really where, like you said, they kind of manifest the weeks of training and the years that they've been a part of the U.S. national program, and where they really start to take off.
Yeah, it certainly is. We'll take a look at the coaching staffs in today's game this morning that these young men have had the opportunity to learn from. First, for the red team, led by head coach Tony Testa.
Tony Testa from West Virginia Wesleyan College. Brandon Lemon, the offensive coordinator from St. Lawrence University in New York. Kenneth Johnson, Matt Hennessy, and Charles Woodbridge round out the coaching staff for the red squad. For the white team, coached by Tom Kudaba, who is the coach who is coaching at Illinois Wesleyan, one of the best Division III programs in the country. Also James Hamilton from Siena Heights University. Vaughn Johnson, Ramond Batten, and Dennis Parker round out the coaching staff for the white squad.
When we take a look at the captains, and the red squad has won the toss, and they will receive. We'll take a look at some of the impact players in today's game as well. And Tom, this game of football usually most impacted by the quarterback.
Yeah, and take a look at number 7, Mason McLaughlin for the red team. He's a player to watch. Also on the white team, Andrew Krupp at linebacker has great instincts and really closes on the football well. So a couple players to watch out for, along with the rest of the team. These teams are deep and they're filled with talent. So we single out a couple here to watch, but always we're not really surprised with, but we are kind of exposed to lots of other talented players as well.
And Tom, the number's not quite as huge in this game. That's not a bad thing. That means we're going to get to see a lot of players get a lot of run in this game.
Yeah, and that's a great thing, I think. That certainly is, and that's it's one of the things that's so great about these development games, and the fact that they made so many teams this year.
So it's 1st down and 10. The white team will be on offense with Alex Poland in at quarterback. On a 1st down, it's a handoff and nowhere to go for Gary Pottinger. Taken down in the backfield.
And I think maybe there was one team. This is the 6th game that we are covering here in Canton, Ohio. I think there was maybe one team that I can remember that had a positive play on the first play from scrimmage. Usually the defenses and the defensive lines have done an outstanding job in all of these games.
Pullum will throw. Out to the left side and caught. Across the 40-yard line to the 42-yard line. Reception made by Joseph Roth Borgrit. And he's brought down on the near side here, 49, Nico Lorenzo. One of the players out on the stop. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 after a gain of 7 on the reception. Poland will come out in the shotgun this time with trips to the right. Option handoff and nowhere to go. No room at all for Pottinger. Mason Tibbin in on the stop. No gain on the play. And it will bring up a 4th down and 2.
And it starts, Mike, on the defensive line. Look at the penetration and the play made by number 90, Mason Tibbin. That is outstanding get-off. Stays low to the ground. Some serious upper body violence there, and it forces a punt now from the white team.
Limited special teams play in the game as the punt is caught at the 22-yard line. I have no kick returns, no punt returns, no rush on PATs or field goal attempts. But field goal attempts, point after attempts, all will happen. So after the punt, the red team will take over on offense, 1st down and 10 at their own 23-yard line. White defense already at the ready. And we've seen, as is usually the case in these all-star games, defense out in front of the offense in these development games as well, as McLaughlin will get to start at quarterback for the red team. He comes out in the shotgun. On 1st down and 10, he hands it off. And it's bounced to the outside. Just short of the 30-yard line with the carry is Jerron Whitfield. Brought down by Rodriguez on the outside after a gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the carry. It's
Mike,
2nd and 4.
Look out for big number 88, 6'7" tight end, Tanner Cochran on the red team. Talking to Mason McLaughlin a little bit yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Zach Roski, the tight end, for 6'7" tight end for the red team. He is one of the favorite targets of all the quarterbacks here on the red squad.
And he's one of 3 split out to the right. McLaughlin goes left side, however, and it's caught good enough for a 1st down up to the 39-yard line. Reception made by Jonathan Lee. Taken down out on the far side, 54, Dakota Wright on the stop, but not before it's enough for a 1st down.
Quick 3-step drop. Good release out of Mason McLaughlin. And that's, they teach you sometimes if you're going to be a quarterback, they want you to be like a shortstop in baseball, turning a double play, just getting rid of it, as opposed to taking that big step, that big 4 or 5-step drop and that big long motion with your arm. Just get rid of it. Get it to your ear and get rid of it.
Flag down on the play. As the white team was lined up in the neutral zone. So a free 5 yards for the red team. Jerron Whitfield and Aaron Hester remained in the game at running back. They're on either hip for McLaughlin. McLaughlin will throw once more. Out to the left side and incomplete. Jonathan Lee, the intended receiver, a bit too far out of his reach. And it will bring up a 2nd down and 5 following the incompletion. .8:32 remains here in quarter number 1. Normal timing rules in effect for this game. McLaughlin hands it off inside, but not a whole lot of room. Jerron Whitfield was taken down by Dakota Wright. I have a feeling we're going to hear that name a lot today, Tom. He's been swarming to the football early on.
Yeah, look at this. Look, no false steps out of Wright either. He just goes and makes the play and able to get off of a block because it's taken on by his teammate there, number 50, Alexis Pena. But he just goes straight to the ball carrier and runs all the way through him. He's very impressive.
3rd and 4. McLaughlin will throw. Right side, and the pass is caught. Up across midfield to the 48-yard line. Good enough for a 1st down for Zach Roski, the big tight end. He just completed his 10th grade year in high school and already at 6'7". That young man, bright future. That's actually back to, well, yeah, that's enough for a 1st down. Hadn't changed on the far side, so apologize for that one. But 1st down up to the 49-yard line. And, Tom, that's big size is exactly what makes him a favorite target for his quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's just easy to see.
Yeah.
Easy to see, and that height advantage is great. But I think he'll impress you with his blocking skills, too.
McLaughlin on the keeper, looking for a block, doesn't get it. We'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, tracked down by a number of white defenders, including Damon Olenichek. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Just on the positive side of midfield for the red team. Trips to the right include tight end Zach Roski. Whitfield the lone setback. McLaughlin under pressure, rolls out and goes down. Football comes out on top of it, but they say he was down. The sack is credited to Tanner Plowman. And Plowman, living up to his name, plowing down the quarterback.
And this is a nice job of just releasing and getting to the quarterback and not letting McLaughlin really break contain here. This is just a great run. They tell you not to spin, but when you're this athletic and you can get there, by all means get there. And this is a big-time play. That's a great move to get to the quarterback. Leaves himself susceptible for the outside run there, but is able to, he's quick enough and athletic enough to be able to chase him down. So that was a risk that was rewarded.
3rd down and 19 for the red team. McLaughlin to the air, hit as he throws, and it sails incomplete. The pressure came from Damon Olenichek, and McLaughlin was looking to get it short down the middle to Jerron Whitfield, his tailback, but hit as he throws, and it just went a little too high. So the red team will have to punt this one away. Skylar DeLong will handle the kicking duties. High wobbler, fielded at about the 39-yard line. That's where the white team will take over on offense, 1st and 10.
Mike, portions of today's broadcast brought to you by Sports Authority, the official sporting good provider of USA Football, and also by Riddell, the official helmet and protective equipment partner of USA Football.
Football marked at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Poland remains in at quarterback. And on 1st down, he hands this one off. A bit of open space on the outside for Pottinger down the sideline. Pottinger gets inside the 10 with a 1st and goal.
We'll take another look at this and see what sprung Pottinger other than his great vision and athleticism. I also like the job of number 27, Anthony LaMonica, on defense for the red team. A 21-man rule, keeping 21 men in front of you in the pylon. And this is just this is individual effort here. Just getting through these collapsing defenders and being able to get to the outside. That's an excellent job. A good initial push by the offensive line to get him kind of off the ball there. But the rest he does himself.
Poland rolls out. Floats to the end zone for the touchdown. Team White on the board first. An expertly directed throw from Alex Poland to Devin Williams. And it's 6-0 with the extra point pending. Chad Stevens on to attempt the extra point for the white team. Stevens hits the extra point as we take another look at this one.
See if we can take a look at how he got open in the back of the end zone. It was a great throw, great execution. Started off by that awesome run by Pottinger. Well, we'll just take a look at the entirety of the play. Good rollout here, keeping his eyes downfield by Poland. And there we go, we got him. So just getting open, getting position in front of the defensive backs for the score. The red team having to answer now.
Seven 0 White in front. And the red team will bring Ryan Koob in at quarterback on 1st and 10. Koob hands it off. And looking for the corner, getting up to about the 40-yard line is Greg Wallace. Or the 35-yard line, actually. So no gain on the play. And it brings up a 2nd down and 10. Andrew Krupp, one of the defenders, in on the stop as we get set for 2nd down and 10. Out slot to the left is Anthony LaMonica. Actually, that's Tanner Fowler on the offensive side. Koob will throw. And a bit high and incomplete. Was looking for Lucas Johnson, but a bit too tall for him, and it brings up a 3rd down and 10.
These short passes, though, have been open for the red team. We'll see if they continue to go to them. Wide receivers are able to run good, quick routes. That time a little bit too high for Johnson, but they did have some success on that with these short drops. I feel like anything longer than that or the rollouts, this pressure from the white team is going to be a little bit too much to handle. So we saw them really get to McLaughlin at the end of that last series, which enabled them to get into good field position. And after the big play, the big run from Pottinger, able to punch it into the end zone.
Coob to throw. Out to the left side and too tall and incomplete. Fell in between 2 wide receivers. Isaiah Jones was out there, as was Elijah Johnson.
I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there. I just didn't think that their quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page. It was a decent throw. However, there was absolutely nobody in the area. So that's something that, like you said, Mike, only being here for a week, that's something that is kind of honed over time and really cultivated over time. A little bit more difficult to do that in a week.
It's along a high spiraling kick fielded at the 33-yard line. Paxton Boers was able to field the punt, and the white team will take over on offense at the 34-yard line, 1st down and 10. So we'll see who comes out on offense for the white team this drive. It looks like Dylan Fagerland will take over at quarterback, 1st and 10. Pottinger remains in at running back on his left hip. Fagerland throws to the outside, and the pass is caught. Up to the 39-yard line with the reception, Joseph Roth-Bogret. Brought down Mason Newth on the stop. Gain of 5 on the reception.
Take a look at this. Their defensive backs playing about 10 yards off, really giving them some room here. And it was either a read or a predetermined call there, but it was nice execution from the quarterback and wide receiver to get that 4 yards on 1st down.
Fagerland hands this one off inside. And some nice moves across the 40 and close to 1st down yardage for Tanner Kerr. He'll be about 1.5 yards shy, bringing up 3rd down and a long 2.
That play looked like it was kind of gobbled up about a yard beyond the line of scrimmage, but that extra effort from Kerr was able to make it a 3rd and short situation. So great job by Kerr keeping his feet moving and falling forward.
A running back on either hip for Fagerland. This one on the ground and nowhere to go. Gary Pottinger was wrapped up. Sean Haven, the initial penetration. And it's going to be a loss of a couple on the play.
Check out Haven here from the left defensive end position. These defensive ends on both teams, basically the entire week here, have done an excellent job of reading this read option. Comes in, keeps his head up, textbook tackle, wraps, gets help from his teammates. An excellent job from Haven, keeping his feet moving, keeping his balance, and being able to make a nice athletic play.
Punt fielded back at the 20-yard line for the red team by Dylan Beach. And taking over offensively, 1st down and 10 at their own 20 is the red team. The red team hasn't found much of a gear on offense thus far. Andrew Koob played the last drive at quarterback for the red team after Mason McLaughlin played 2. However, this drive will be Mason McLaughlin's.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to change. I think they only have 2 quarterbacks, so I think they're going to go series by series here, it seems like.
Head off, looking for the corner, and getting about 4 is Ty Markroff. Tackle on the play comes from Dakota Wright, a linebacker, Tom, that is easy to catch your attention.
Yeah, Wright has been doing a great job all game long. He's the kind of guy that's always around the football. He always, sometimes you're taught that you can tell how big a kid's heart is on the football field by how close he is to the football after every play. Dakota's pretty much right at the football after every play.
Markroff is blown up in the backfield this time. Damon Olenicek on the stop all the way back to the 23-yard line, so loss of a couple on the play. 3rd and 7. 68 seconds remain here in quarter number 1. 7-0 white team in front. Markroff remains in at running back. McLaughlin will throw. And it's caught at the sticks for a first down, and up to the 33-yard line is Jalen Hernandez with the reception.
Another short, quick pass, another great release from McLaughlin. And this is really what's working well for the red team. They just have to stay consistent with it and trust it. To the short side of the field, a great route. Take what the defense is giving you. And then a great job to turn it upfield, get to the sideline, and get those extra yards. Really nice job.
No room for Markroff once again. A swarm of white defenders led by Dakota Wright. And that should be the final play of quarter number 1.
And the red team really is just not getting anything going on the ground here, and they're going to have to figure something out if they want to sustain a drive here.
We've played 1 quarter here in Canton. Our score, white 7, red nothing. You're watching USAFootball.com.
No one ever talks about the second quarter. It doesn't get a Nike commercial or a pregame speech. No one writes it on their wrist or on their shoe. There's no falling confetti, no kissing trophies, no breaks or halftime adjustments. Yet, it's the second quarter where you find your rhythm, your tempo, and the schemes that work. It's where you need determination to keep on grinding towards your goal, where you face adversity and rise above, where what matters isn't your critics, but the encouragement of your teammates and the words spoken by your coach. The second quarter is where you keep momentum after a fast start, where each person must continue to do his job every play, every down. It's where steadfast belief in your goal is paramount. Heads Up Football has started fast. 123,000 coaches have been certified. 60% of the game participates. But you don't change the culture of football overnight. It's now the second quarter. So with the ball in your hands, I ask you a simple question. What can we do next?
Second quarter underway with a first down reception to Zach Roski. A good throw over the middle from Mason McLaughlin to the big target, and a fresh set of downs for the red team.
Yeah, look for Roski to be a much more utilized target here as he just gets in between the cover 2 there and is able to get a nice 13-yard gain. Such a big target, really athletic too.
McLaughlin through the air down the sideline. Incomplete. He was out of bounds, but a heck of an effort from Jonathan Lee.
Really like what the red team is able to do through the air here, and they've committed to it because, quite frankly, they haven't had any success on the ground. But McLaughlin has been doing a pretty good job. The one thing that he has been, without a shadow of a doubt, is accurate. His accuracy has been pretty much on point. Wasn't able to come down with that one. A little bit of a difficult throw to make there. But these short passes, these intermediate passes, he's been doing an excellent job. And this has been a really efficient drive so far.
2nd and 10. Sweep to the outside, but no room to be had for the running back on the red team. Again, in on the stop was Dakota Wright. And it brings up a 3rd down and 11. You're right, Tom. The ground game just not happening right now for the red team.
And they're not getting the white team or the red team is just not getting to the second level. You can't keep somebody like Dakota Wright unblocked. He's going to make every single play, and that's exactly what's happening. He hasn't really even had to take on a blocker yet today. And when you have somebody that athletic, that sure of a tackler, he'll make every single play. And he leads the team in tackles already. He probably has upwards of 10 just in the first quarter.
Third down and 11. Whitfield, the running back, on the right hip of McLaughlin, who will throw. Right side and caught, bouncing off a couple of tacklers and getting the first down up to the 41-yard line is Jonathan Lee. Perfect throw there from McLaughlin, hit Lee right in stride.
It's a perfect throw, and it's a perfect route from Lee. I mean, they do such a great job of understanding. I mean, look at that move. You have press coverage, that one move to the outside and then breaking it to the inside. That is just textbook, and a great job by McLaughlin to put it where it needs to be.
From the white 41-yard line, it's 1st and 10. 10 minutes remains here in the half. Whitfield. To the 38. Dakota Wright. Stop me if you've heard this before on the stop. And that will bring up a 2nd down and about 6.
That's a good gain on 1st down, though. If they can get that every single time on 1st down, that is a very, very well-run offense here. But they just need to find some consistency with the ground game.
Whitfield once more. Bounces off a couple of tacklers to get to the positive side of the 35. Chad Quick led the way in for the stop. Gain of a pair, and it's 3rd and 4. Dylan Beach checks into the game, wide receiver slot to the right on 3rd and 3.
Top of your screen, watch the quick hit again from McLaughlin.
Well, they go inside with Whitfield, and there's nothing doing. Scoped out by Chad Quick, also Alex Pena on the stop. No gain on the play. Maybe one, and it's 4th and 3.
Went with the hard count, and Pena, look at him get that separation. You play half a man, and he gets himself extended, gets the blocker off of him, gets a little bit of help behind him, but that's a big-time play by Pena on the defensive line. Absolute clinic how to get off a blocker and make a play on a run.
4th down and 3, and the red team will go for it. McLaughlin to the air, and a reception for the big tight end inside the 30-yard line, and a 1st down to Zach Roski. Dakota Wright on his back hip comes up with a stop, but it's a fresh set of downs going to the big man once more.
And Roski, a little bit of contact, allowed to do that within the parameters, and then that's all the space he really needs to catch a football, and McLaughlin is just putting it on a dime every single time. He hasn't wowed anybody with his arm strength yet. He hasn't had an opportunity to really throw the ball downfield. But with these short intermediate passes, he has been incredible.
McLaughlin goes to the air once more and puts that one a little too high for Roski. Closing quickly was Alex Thompson. And it brings up a 2nd down and 10. Well, you got to put it up there if it's too tall for Roski.
Yeah, and I think Roski probably wishes he had that one back, because that's a play that he makes 9 times out of 10. It was another good route. It was a decent throw, a little bit high, but Roski's got those big old hands. And that 6'7" frame should be able to take that one in.
McLaughlin behind the receiver on 2nd down and 10. Looking for Jalen Hernandez. I think Mason threw an out and Hernandez ran it in.
Well, we'll take another look here, see if it was a little bit of miscommunication. I think it was just a poorly thrown ball by McLaughlin, one of the first that we've seen today. Just threw it a little bit behind him. But another opportunity for a 3rd and long, which they were able to convert their last opportunity.
3rd and 10. 4 wide receivers slot to either side. Whitfield, the lone setback on the right hip of McLaughlin. To the air he goes. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Great dexterity along the sideline by Jalen Hernandez to follow the football, but he was out of bounds. McLaughlin was hit as he threw and had to get rid of that one quickly. It's 4th and 10.
McLaughlin put it in the only spot he really could, and that was just phenomenal athleticism and concentration to be able to take that one in. Tipped it to himself and caught it, but just beyond the boundary.
We're going to have a healthy field goal attempt here for Skylar DeLong. This one will be from 45.
This is serious.
DeLong's kick on the way. And good.
Woo.
From 45 yards out, Skylar DeLong puts the red team on the board.
You've got to be kidding me. That thing was crushed. I thought they were going to run a fake. They're not even allowed to. This ball was absolutely crushed. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. He's in 9th grade.
Yeah. It's a valid point.
Come on, man. What a future for that guy. Just don't let any of the MLS teams see him. Try to steal him away from our great sport.
From the 35-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Pass bobbled around and caught. To the 45-yard line, close to 1st down yardage with the reception is Julian Robinson. And it will be enough for the 1st down.
That was a really well-executed play there, Mike, as they had the inside receiver taking the defenders to the outside. And the #1 receiver in on a perfect slant. Hit in stride.
1st and 10 for Fagerland. Keeps it on the option and goes down. Mason Tibbin led the way.
It's another outstanding play by Mason Tibbin. These defensive ends are doing such a great job here. Actually, Tibbin is playing on the inside, just forces himself through 2 defenders, gets his head up, finds the ball carrier. That's an outstanding play. That's fight and that's effort. That's what that is.
Right.
I mean, there's skill to bring the ball carrier down, but there's just effort and will to get to the spot where you need to be, get through 2 defenders. It's just stuff that you can't really coach.
Curve the back on Fagerland's hip. To the air. Pressure comes and down it goes. 45, Sean Haven. 90, Mason Tibbin.
Haven and Tibbin both doing an outstanding job. A nice swim move by Haven. Initially gets in there. And you have big Evan Nightingale clogging up the middle as well. Kind of leaving the lanes open a little bit for the people behind him.
Third and 18. Fagerlund hands this one off. Up to the 40, but that's it for Gary Pottinger. He'll get back 3 of the lost 8. And it's 4th down and 15. And set to boot this one away is Chad Stevens.
Yeah, just an opportunity to get the ball a little bit closer to midfield, Mike, to be able to pin the red team a little bit deeper. White team found themselves in a pretty big hole there, so they'll give the red team an opportunity to take the lead on this next drive if they're able to get into the end zone.
Punt fielded at the 21-yard line, so that's where the red team will take over 1st down and 10. And it ended up in 3, not 7, but the red team had a pretty successful drive last time out.
Yeah, they did. They were having a lot of success with the intermediate passing, with McLaughlin connecting with Roski and connecting with Lee on some of the quick-hitting passes. And it was able to open up the run game a little bit, but they'll really be impressed with the release of McLaughlin and his accuracy so far here in the first quarter or in the first half. And we'll see Ryan Koob come into the game for Coach Testa's team. He'll try to lead the red team down the field for a score.
Gregory Wallace III is the running back on 1st and 10. Koob hands on the option. Trouble for Wallace. He's going the wrong way. Defense swarming, and at the bottom of the pile is Chad Quick.
Tanner Cochran is the one that really makes this play. He forces it outside, and then that's a much better angle here. So Cochran blows up the tight end, almost makes the play here, but does enough of a job. If that was the end of his job, he had done his job. But then, just for good measure, he'll finish it with his own tackle as well. Really nice play by Cochran on the outside.
Second and 20 after the loss of 10 on the ground. Koob looking to go to the air. There was movement along the lines. And it's a false start on the red team, putting them back another 5. Second down and 25. Koob gives it off inside. And again, not much doing this time, as Tanner Fowler can't find any room on the ground. And it's 3rd and a mile.
Yeah, the defensive line for the red team doing just a great job. They are just not getting moved. And Damon Olenichek doing a great job making plays all over the field, starting in the interior, but he will run down and chase down sideline to sideline. He's been pretty exciting to watch so far here today.
3rd and 24. It's another handoff. And carrying defenders up to the 13-yard line is Tanner Fowler before he's finally ridden down. And on the stop, 52, Aaron Rodriguez. And a timeout taken by the white team with 1:53 remaining here in the first half. I don't think this one is quite in range, Tom, for Skylar DeLong.
No, not really. I don't think so either. But the white team calling a timeout, so they'll have some time to get back on the board here. I want to tell you that portions of today's game brought to you by St. Vincent Sports Performance, the official sports medicine partner of the U.S. national team, and also by Just Play Solutions, proud provider of the U.S. national team development games digital playbook. And Mike, this process really starts at the regional development camps. They're 2-day camps that are held throughout the country. We'll take a look at some of the dates that were dates and places that were represented this year during the development camp weeks. And this starts in the end of February, goes until the end of May. There are 2-day camps, tons of coaching, tons of instruction. There's no contact, but I mean just helmets. But the amount of energy and the amount of enthusiasm that goes into these camps is outstanding. And obviously the information, the knowledge, and the coaching and teaching that goes on during these camps is extremely beneficial as well. So it all starts there. We'll get into the entire process and pathway a little bit later on.
Fourth down and 16, and the punt fielded back at the 49-yard line. So it wasn't quite in field goal range, but a good punt from Skylar DeLong backs the red team back to midfield.
Seeing some great kicking in today's game, Mike. Whether it be Chad Stevens or DeLong, both teams showing some prowess in that area.
It's 1st and 10. Jeriel McCain in at quarterback. Huge pressure. And down at the 37. Almost untouched was Mason Tibbin.
And we've only really seen one speed from Tibbin, and it's full speed. And there's a little bit of confusion with the snap. We saw a little bit of a hesitation there, and Tibbin just saw, when he saw the offensive lineman move, as he's taught, he fired off the ball and got to the quarterback. And the whistle was not blown. It probably could have been called a false start, but it wasn't. And Tibbin took advantage of it. Now it's 2nd and 20 now for the white team.
65 seconds remain here in the first half. Jeriel McCain in the shotgun. More pressure. McCain gets out of it this time, and there's some open space. McCain will rush for the first down on the positive side of the 40.
This is such a great play for so many reasons, and an unbelievable individual effort by McCain. We'll take a look at it as the white team hustles back to the line of scrimmage, but look at the pressure from Tibbin on the outside, and he just steps up. He avoids Nightingale, breaks one tackle, gets to the sideline, and just an excellent, outstanding athletic play.
McCain down the left sideline and incomplete. A lot of contact and a flag down. They were looking downfield for Roth Bogert, and I think he might have been open had it not been for the interference. This one will go as a hold, not a pass interference. But it accomplishes just about the same thing, 10 yards and a free first down for the white team, looking to add to their lead with 28 seconds and 2 of their 3 timeouts remaining. First and 10. Kerr on the left hip of McCain. It's a pitch looking to reverse his field. is Kerr. Through some arm tackles, back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard. And play is whistled down as well. Timeout on the field with 19 seconds remaining here in the first half, and we'll take a timeout here on USAFootball.com.
I got plans.
I'm going places.
Here I come.
I got plans to pick myself up.
I will gain trust. I'm gonna earn everything I get.
I got plans to command your respect.
I've got plans to push my limits.
Hey!
I got plans to be great.
Let's go, get in.
This is where games are played, where friendships are forged, where kids come to have fun, and character takes shape. This is where coaches teach fundamentals, where respect is both learned and earned, where entire communities come together, where the game happens once a week, but the lessons learned last a lifetime. This is where the name on the front of the jersey matters more than the one on the back, where champions are made in the fourth quarter, and memories last long after the clock reaches zero. This is USA Football.
Out of the timeout, Adrian Eastman was the injured red team player being helped off the field, and the training staff will take a look at him as we're back to live action with 19 seconds remaining here in the first half, and it's 2nd down and 8 for Jeriel McCain.
It's good to see Eastman finally walking off the field under his own power, so it's a positive sign.
McCain deep down the right side and incomplete, a little bit too far out of the reach of Roth Bogret. And it's 3rd down and 8. Clock halted with 15 seconds to play here in the first half.
This is a huge set of plays here for both teams, Mike. One team can take a ton of either team, whether the red team gets a stop or the white team is able to get a score here, will take a lot of momentum into halftime. It's been a pretty well-played first half. I think if the red team can stop them here, they'll get some of the mojo back towards their way. But, of course, if the white team's able to put it in, it could be devastating.
Kerr the back for McCain on 3rd and 8. An option keeper for McCain. And he'll fight forward for 2 to the 26. Timeout taken by the white team with 8 seconds remaining. And now we're going to see a long field goal attempt here from Chad Stevens.
That was Khalil Abdul-Malik, the linebacker or defensive end for the red team, coming on, putting a pretty big hit on the ball carrier. It's a big, strong dude. And when he makes a play, when he makes a tackle, you definitely feel it for sure. You can almost feel it up here.
This one from Stevens will be from 43. Stevens puts this one on the way, and that one will be just a bit short and no good. And it will be the final play of the first half here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Our score, the white team in front over the red team, 7-3. In the game featuring 9th and 10th graders. Final games of the weekend here on USAFootball.com. We thank you so much for joining us. Second half action coming up in a bit.
We believe in football. We believe in Friday Night Lights. Saturday afternoons, any given Sunday. And we believe in where all of that began. We believe heroes are made in the fourth quarter, and that every kickoff is a fresh start. We believe in pregame rituals and halftime speeches. We believe the best 11 will always beat the 11 best. We believe in teaching fundamentals and building character. We believe in educated coaches and engaged parents. We believe in creating a positive experience for all and in keeping the game fun. We believe in team. We believe in the lineage of Bryant, Rockne, Lombardi, and Dad. We believe you don't need a stadium or yard lines to have a game. We believe that even greater than the heroes on the big screen are those you give a ride to home from the game. We believe there is nothing more American than football, and that football gives us all something to believe in. Teamwork, confidence, pride. We are USA Football. We believe the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story. We believe in the football family and that we can achieve a better, safer game together. We believe in football.
Hey, break down. Hey! Eyes up. See what you hit. Good job, John. Great. Let's go. Head up. Squeeze. Sink. Hands.
When coaches get to the high school level, I think they assume that everybody who plays knows how to play, and they're going to be under Friday night lights, and everything's going to be great, and it's just like it is on TV, and it's not like that. You're going to get kids that have never played before, and you're going to get coaches really that have never coached before. You really need to be able to teach coaches how to coach.
Through the Heads Up program, what you do, 3 pillars, as they say. 1, concussion awareness. 2, how to truly, properly fit equipment. Finally, here's how we're teaching the ultimate aspect of contact in tackling.
This is the basics and the fundamentals. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought as an educator, this was a curriculum for football.
Feet, squeeze, sink, hands, step.
It was really a no-brainer to get involved with USA Football and the Heads Up program.
They go through a progression of tackling. They're actually learning how to keep their head up, not to lead with their helmet, and they're taught that from the beginning.
It's limited the amount of concussions that we've had this year, basically because we have worked on heads-up tackling from day one.
Squeeze, sink, hands, right foot, running through, sink, hands. Squeeze, feet, explode, there you go, head up. Feet. Eyes up, shoot, head up.
The coaches have completely bought in and endorsed what we're doing.
Come on, get those elbows tight and high.
What we really didn't anticipate was how aggressive that the Coaches Association here in Virginia went after it, saw the need to make the game better and safer, and they ran with it.
Go heads and eyes up, heads and eyes up. The days of popping the old smelling salt or the ammonia tabs are gone, and that's a good thing.
Heads Up Football has allowed concussions to become a topic of conversation in a positive way.
Well, I just think it's standardized everything. It becomes a much more consistent way of teaching the game.
This kind of instruction keeps my staff in line.
They're seeing a very distinct improvement and reduction in injury. And I think that says a lot about the program.
What this has really done, because we're hands-on with the parents now, we're showing them how the progression goes, we're teaching them the terminology as well, it brings a level of comfort to them.
I think it's really good that all the coaches are learning proper techniques on how to teach these kids to do it right.
I'm so relieved that they're teaching this to these kids at such a young age, because I was never taught that.
In our family room, Britton will show us, and demonstrate on his dad, not his mom,
the techniques that he's learning.
His coaches not only employ the technique, they keep after the kids and make sure they're doing things correctly, and it shows me that they really care about the kids. I'm not worried about whether he's going to get hurt on the field, because I know that his safety is just as important to them as it is to me.
Our partnership with USA Football is frankly a vital piece, not only of our football program, but of our athletic program in Fairfax County.
Buzz, hit position, rip and shoot, good!
It's opened the door because now our lacrosse programs are talking about it, field hockey's talking, everybody is talking, what are we going to do overall in a very positive light.
We agree with the mission of USA Football, and that is to allow our students to participate in competitive athletics and learn so many wonderful life skills from that experience, but to do it in a way that's healthy.
So I can truly look at a parent who has those questions and say, here's what we've done. Here's what Heads Up Football has brought to Fairfax County Public Schools and what we brought to Heads Up Football.
It's an awesome, awesome opportunity for coaches and parents and kids and officials and everybody to get on the same page to help kids.
If you're an administrator at a high school, you're being asked the question, how are you making our program safer? What are you doing for my kids? We can answer that now.
Big thing they talk about, football doesn't create character, it exposes it.
Character is demonstrated in tough times. That's when you really find out what true character is.
In life, you get knocked down. Life's not peaches and cream pie in the sky. There's times when the bottom falls out, and so you have to respond.
The guys that have great character are the guys that we trust. And I tell them, those are the guys that I put on the field.
I'm looking for humble young men in recruiting that when they're off the field, they're a gentleman. And when they step on the field, they're a warrior and an animal.
Look at the character number one, because that's what will come out over time. His attitude, his work ethic will show up over his character. And sometimes that can fool you, but usually character is what you're doing when nobody's watching.
It's how you approach every day, how you approach every workout, every practice, every game. When the attitude is right, not just from one person, but from a team, you've got something special.
When I think back on my experience growing up, the most influential people in my life were my teachers and my coaches.
To me, the important thing is the influence that you have on young people.
You're responsible not just to teach him to block and tackle, and not just to teach him, to win, and not just to, have a good time, but yet, to become a real person in all areas of his life.
Guys that have great character, that work hard, and do what they're supposed to do, that's what all good teams are founded on.
This is where games are played, where friendships are forged, where kids come to have fun, and character takes shape. This is where coaches teach fundamentals, where respect is both learned and earned, where entire communities come together, where the game happens once a week, but the lessons learned last a lifetime. This is where the name on the front of the jersey matters more than the one on the back, where champions are made in the fourth quarter, and memories last long after the clock reaches zero. This is USA Football.
Welcome back inside Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium with Tom Monfiletto. I'm Mike Samsel, Derek Raymond, our producer, our entire USA Football crew on hand. Happy to have you along with us. Our score here at the half, 7-3, the white team in front over the red. And Tom, we mentioned in the beginning of the game, this would be some of the most developed skill level that we have seen, and we have seen it mainly on the defensive side with the linebackers swarming all over the place.
Yeah, we've seen a really good linebacker play today. Their athleticism has really stood out. And we've seen a lot of success through the air with both teams. I feel like in some of the games that we've seen up until this point, a lot of the offensive success has come with mobile quarterbacks and a very solid run game. But we've seen quarterbacks from both sides today really do a nice job.
I believe it will be red team possession on first down when we get started here in the second half. And it will be Mason McLaughlin will start the second half for the red team as well. Mason McLaughlin has played well, has delivered kind of a New Orleans Saints style type offense. Everything short, kind of keep it contained, but very efficient through the air.
Yeah, West Coast offense, baby. He's been doing a great job. He's been putting on a clinic so far here today.
McLaughlin on an out. And it's caught up to the 43-yard line, a gain of 8 for Dylan Beach. And it brings up a 2nd down and 2.
Nice route by Beach. These wide receivers are doing a great job kind of underneath the defensive backs. That's where they're getting all their routes done, and they're doing a great job after the catch, Mike. It's one thing to just secure the catch. It's another thing to get that extra yardage, and they're doing a really nice job of it.
2nd and 2. 6'7" tight end Zach Roski is slot to the right, one-on-one. They'll keep it on the ground, however, and it's a first down up to the 48-yard line for Jerron Whitfield.
It's a great effort from Whitfield to keep those legs moving, to sustain his pace after taking on that first contact. And if they can get Whitfield going, Mike, this offense will be clicking on all cylinders. Is it firing on all cylinders? I think it's firing.
Firing on all
That's
cylinders,
firing.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, you do so many of these games, your cliches get a little bit jambled.
You know, you gave 110%. Played the game the right way. Left it on the field.
One play at a time.
1st and 10. McLaughlin down the left side and incomplete. Jonathan Lee was the intended receiver, but Lee looked to be engaged with a defensive back downfield, and the throw was just a bit off.
And Lee, that's, I don't think, there's a little bit of miscommunication there as Lee went out to block. I'm not sure if there was a change of the play at the line of scrimmage or something going on there, but McLaughlin noticed that the defensive back was playing so far off of Lee, kind of expected Lee to turn back for the football, and it just didn't happen. It's another thing, you know, only 1 week of practice.
Right.
That kind of timing, that kind of communication, that kind of mental communication is difficult to really set in place.
2nd and 10. Whitfield across midfield to the opposite 48, so a gain of 4 on that carry. And it sets up a 3rd and 6 for the red team. With Tom Monfiletto, I'm Mike Samsel, Derek Raymond, our producer. A reminder that this game will is featuring players from 9th and 10th grade, as will our next game.
And Mike, you can follow all the action on social media here for USA Football, specifically for the national teams, at USNFT on Twitter and at USNFT on Instagram as well.
3rd and 6. Trips to the right for McLaughlin. To the air he goes. Deep down the left side, too tight to the sideline and incomplete. Jalen Hernandez, the intended receiver. And it brings up a 4th down and 6. And the red team will punt.
Another thing I'm really impressed with is that you talk about some of the best point guards in basketball, and you look at the box score at the end of the game, Mike, you see so many players in double digits or getting on the board.
Right.
Been able to distribute to a lot of different receivers, a lot of different players on this offense. We've seen Hernandez, we've seen Lee, we've seen Roski, we've seen a lot of different targets here in the passing game for the red team, as this punt is gorgeous.
Rolls to a stop at the 2-yard line. Skylar DeLong has been certainly a player to watch, has the only 3 points of the day. And now a punt trapping the white team inside their own 5-yard line.
Mike, portions of today's game brought to you by Marriott, the official hotel partner of USA Football and the U.S. national team, and also by Field Turf. Field Turf, the official field building grant partner of USA Football.
Jeriel McCain remains in at quarterback on 1st down and 10 from his own 3. McCain will hand it off inside, and that one almost to safety. Able to bounce off a tackler was Tanner Kerr. He looked to be wrapped up in the end zone, but was able to bounce off. And it will bring up a 2nd down and 10 as the in on the tackle was Zach Roski, now playing defensive end as well.
Mike, and Kerr was wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage in the end zone, able to keep his feet moving and get out of the end zone to avoid the safety.
2nd down carry. Gets back at least to the line of scrimmage for Trey Lee. And it's 3rd and 10. Slot to either side for McCain on 3rd and 10. He'll go to the air. It's a screen play out, and it's incomplete. Swing pass attempted for Trey Lee. No good, and it brings up a 4th down and 10, and the 3 and out, and a punt upcoming. And this is one of those times where it's helpful for the punter that there's no rush.
Yeah, exactly. And Steve, we're going to get the chance to see Steven's leg here that has been very impressive in warm-ups.
Punt fielded at the 39-yard line, so good field position for the red team to try and take the lead in this game.
Mike, we talked a little bit about the regional development camps. Let's take a look at the pathway for USA Football here. It starts at the regional development camps, and then from those development camps, a group of players are invited to attend the national team development games, the national team development weeks. Canton, Los Angeles, College Station, Texas, Towson, Maryland, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania are where those weeks take place. And then from these games, coaches evaluate and they invite players to represent the country in international competition, whether it be at the International Bowl or the IFAF World Championship. You can find out all of that information about the U.S. national teams on usafootball.com.
Ryan Kubin at quarterback on 1st down and 10, and absolutely nothing doing for Greg Wallace. Damon Olenichik on the stop, loss of 2, and Olenichik almost took the handoff himself.
Olenichik comes out of his stance so beautifully. He's so low to the ground, and he is so explosive. That play is outstanding. He is going to make a college coach very, very happy one day. His get-off, that is something that is that's just excellent. He stays so low to the ground. He's so explosive. He's got such strong legs. He's a very, very difficult person to block. He's been all over the field today.
Second and 12. Koob to the air. And looks like simultaneous possession here. They fight for the ball. And it comes away as a reception for the red team. Elijah Johnson able to rip that one away.
That's really nice work by Elijah Johnson getting the 1st down for the red squad. But Mike, he absorbed a little bit of contact before he was able to make that catch as well. So it's a really nice play for him to not only fight for possession, but but also even make the play in the first place after getting that bump before the ball even came to him. Could have been a pass interference.
3rd down and 4. A running clock with 6:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Certainly one of the more briskly played games that we've had this weekend. 3rd and 4. Wallace, the running back, on the right hip of Koob. Koob to throw. Can't get out of the grasp of Tanner Plowman, his 2nd sack of the day, back to the 38-yard line.
And look at the defensive line for the white team. Olenichek in there. Plowman coming from the outside, stays tight to the line of scrimmage. And Olenichek providing that pressure up the middle does not allow Koob to step up in the pocket. And because of that, it allows Plowman to get around his blocker and eventually make the play. So really good job across the board for the defensive line here for the white team.
Punt caught at the 6-yard line, so the white team once again will take over in the shadows of their own goal line, 1st and 10.
Mike, some of these players hoping to compete in the U19 International Bowl game, some of the most notable alumni are now playing in the NFL. Todd Gurley played in the U19 International Bowl game, was a selection, the 8th overall selection by the St. Louis Rams. Jameis Winston, the 1st overall selection by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you'll see just a bevy of talent here that will be representing National Football League teams after representing their country in the International Bowl.
Pottinger is the running back on 1st and 10. Poland back in at quarterback, and he'll go to the air. Up to the 11-yard line with a reception is 17, Joseph Roth Bogret. And it will bring up a 2nd down and about 7.
Really like the way the ball comes out of Poland's hands. Very quick release, good hard throw, and a nice gain on 1st down brings up a 2nd and 6.
Pottinger remains in at running back. Poland rolls out to the right, looks to keep it. And Poland gets to the corner and a close to 1st down yardage. Looks like he should have enough across the 20 to the 21. He will.
This is a really nice job by Poland taking advantage of the overcommitment here of Mason Tibbin, who's had such a great game. Poland able to bounce it to the outside, and this cut right here is what enables to get him to the 1st down, and wisely goes out of bounds. That's a great job by Poland, a very veteran move on the read option.
Slot to either side on 1st and 10 from the 20. Pettinger wrangled down from behind. Looked like maybe there was a seam until Sean Haven pulled out the lasso and took him down.
Yeah, Haven's been a bit of a terror as well here. Number 45 for the red team. You get some help from some other red team defenders. Reese Sandberg in on the play as well.
Second down and 9. Bobby McCrary getting a little bit of attention along the sideline. From the 21-yard line, it's 2nd and 9. Pettinger and Kerr the backs. It's Kerr this time. To the 28. Haven in on the stop again.
It's a nice play by Kerr. A risky move here by Tibbin. Watch him cut inside the the tight end here. And because he loses his gap responsibility, Kerr is able to turn this into a nice gain after a nice cut. So sometimes you take a risk and you come inside and you're not able to make up for it. And a good job by Kerr to take advantage of it.
3rd and 3. Incomplete. Tanner Cochran was the intended wide receiver. Poland couldn't quite hustle that one out there. And it's 4th down and 3, and Stevens will come on to boot it away once more.
A little bit too far into their own territory, or else I think the white team might be inclined to go for it here. But with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left, they're going to look to pin the red team as far back as possible.
Stevens' kick. Skips around and is fielded at the 43-yard line. 42 is where the men in stripes spot it. So it's a 1st and 10 for the red team. A good job turning over field position a little bit by the white team.
Yeah, and the white team rocking those beautiful Siege Sports jerseys, specifically designed for USA Football. Siege Sports has been partnered with USA Football since the International Bowl. They have 4 different variations that we've seen over the weekend: white, blue, silver, and red. Really, really sharp uniforms, custom designed for USA Football. Siege Sports also provides uniforms for all other sports as well. And the kids have been raving about them. They look great. They feel great. They're comfortable. I have a Siege Sports polo that I love. I wear it almost every day. Not exactly, but
I was going to say you shouldn't do that.
I would if that was kosher.
McLaughlin hit as he throws. Football loose, they say incomplete. Cochran, who was the intended receiver on the last offensive play, gets the pressure and knocks the football out that time.
And the white team adjusting to these quick 3-step drops from the red team. Cochran getting his big paw up there. That's a big-time play.
Second down and 10. McLaughlin in the shotgun. To the air once more. Open on the outside, across midfield, and breaking a pair of tackles into white territory with the reception is Jonathan Lee. Gain of 10 from the 45 to the 45 and a 1st down.
And Mike, this play was changed at the line of scrimmage. You see McLaughlin here notifying his receivers. They saw where the corners were lined up, and here's another just stop route by Lee. And Lee, so athletic, so strong, able to do the rest, gained about 3 or 4 extra yards after the catch. He's been really, really valuable for this red team offense.
McLaughlin out to the tight end once more, and Roski with the reception and a gain of 4.
But McLaughlin's completion percentage is going to be very, very efficient by the time this game is over. They've been doing such a great job with these short passes, and the receivers are doing an excellent job not only running the routes well, but also looking for the football when they're supposed to be looking for the football. And Roski just shows the maturity of somebody that's been a 3 or 4 year high school starter.
On 2nd down and 6, McLaughlin in the shotgun. Out to the right side and incomplete. It was either too tall for Zach Roski or too short for Dylan Beach.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of confusion there. 2 receivers in the area. I think that was intended for Roski, but a little bit too high of a throw.
Third and 6 for Mason McLaughlin and the red team. Slot to either side, McLaughlin in the shotgun. Ty Markroff, the running back. McLaughlin looks left. And short of first down yardage by about 1.5 yards is Zach Roski.
And Mike, I think this is 4-down territory, so I think that was a situation where they knew if they weren't going to get it, they were going to go for it on 4th down. That's why the route was run before the sticks. So now 4th and 2, manageable situation here. Let's see if they go back to the air, if they give it to one of their talented running backs to try to pick up this first down.
.63 seconds and a running clock remain here in the third quarter. Trips to the right on 4th and 2. The running back is Whitfield. McLaughlin to the air. Roski has the first down across the 30. A good throw there from Roski. And in among a little bit of traffic, Dakota Ray, Chad Quick were both there. But Roski comes up with a first down.
Roski using his big, strong frame to create separation from the linebacker. You get wide open. McLaughlin puts it right on him at the right time. A big conversion on 4th and 2. I think some of the white team coaches are speaking with the referees, wondering whether or not that was a completely legal move by Roski.
A big move, very useful.
Very useful.
Downfield and incomplete. Flags come in as Lee was the intended receiver.
Lee drawing some contact here. It's the first time we've really seen McLaughlin air it out today. And it looks like it is in the area of pass interference, and it looks like it might be pass interference against the white team. So we see McLaughlin off his back foot, put it up for his receiver to make a play.
Monterio Southard looks to be the guilty party. He was the one in coverage. And the football will be marked up to the 14-yard line, 1st and 10, following the penalty. 3 seconds remains here in the quarter. McLaughlin in the shotgun. To the air once more. To the end zone. Incomplete. Roski was in the area, but some good coverage on the play defensively from 52, Aaron Rodriguez, and that's the final play of the third quarter.
And it looked like Rodriguez was able to get his hand on it to deflect it at the last second as Roski was open in the corner of the end zone. So really nice play by Rodriguez to get in there and deflect it at the last second. So good contact. You want to get your hands on the receiver. He sees the ball. He goes towards it and makes a nice play on it to bat it away at the last second. That is a huge play from Rodriguez defending the pretty difficult and athletic Zach Roski.
7-3 is our score as we head to quarter number 4. You're watching USAFootball.com, powered by Strive.
And Mike, let's take a look at some of the notable alumni that are currently playing in college now that have participated in the International Bowl. You have Justin Jackson, the talented running back for Northwestern. Samaje Perine, the running back for Oklahoma, who set the single-game rushing record in NCAA history. He had a very successful season at Oklahoma. Also, Charles Nelson, the slot receiver for Oregon, one of the more dynamic players in the country. In the International Bowl last year, he returned a punt for a touchdown. Really wowed people with his athleticism. And I remember talking to the coaches before the game, asking if they could pick out one player that is going to stand out. They said, look at number 6, Charles Nelson. And he did a phenomenal job in the International Bowl. He did a phenomenal job this year for Oregon as they played for a national championship. So you like Anu Solomon. He's one of your favorite players. Kevin Hogan also for Stanford, two of the better quarterbacks in the country.
Start of the fourth quarter, McLaughlin to the air, and it is caught near the sticks by Roski. At least the original line of scrimmage sticks. No gain on the reception, 2nd and 10. Third down, actually, and 10.
See if the red team is able to push one across the goal line for the first time today. Only points came from a booming field goal from DeLong.
A drop from Jonathan Lee. That would have been a 1st and goal. At least. And it brings up a 4th down and 11. We'll see what the red team elects to do here. And it will be the kicking unit coming on the field.
Still a ton of time left, Mike. No reason to go for it here, especially with 11 yards to go. So we'll see DeLong trying to put it through. This one seems a lot more manageable than the 45-yarder that he smoked through the uprights in the first quarter.
This one's still a pretty healthy hit from 30. And that's a piece of cake.
Unbelievable.
7-6 our score. 2 field goals from Skylar DeLong. Make-A-Wish, 11-11 remains here in the fourth quarter. And it's 7-6 our scores. The white team will go back to offense.
And the white team had some success on the ground in the first half, Mike. They have some really talented running backs. We saw Pottinger with that huge run that set up the touchdown pass earlier in the game. So we'll see if they go back to the ground here, try to develop a rhythm on offense and sustain a long drive, take some time off the clock, and put the red team in a more difficult situation.
Alex Poland in at quarterback on 1st down and 10. Pottinger and Lee the backs. It's Pottinger on the handoff. Spins off a pair of tacklers and gets about 3 before Nico Lorenzo comes up with a stop. Boy, Nico Lorenzo sounds like a defensive lineman, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It sounds like an awesome person is what it sounds like. No matter what he does.
2nd and 8. Lee this time. And he's undercut by Bobby McCraren before he reaches the 40. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the white team.
Watch Poland here with the keeper. They had some success with the read option in the first half. He does have 4 receivers out there. We'll see if they go through the air. Poland's going to have to make a big play here to convert on 3rd down.
Pressure comes as Poland delivers a bit too far. Out of the reach of Julian Robinson. Pressure came from Sean Haven. And he was all over Poland that time, and it's yet another 3 and out for the white team offensively. Stevens getting a good workout in this game.
Yeah, and that Poland just threw it a little bit behind the receiver there. The pressure from Haven did have something to do with it. A good defensive stand by the red team. Going to give it back to their offense. Try to regain the lead or try to gain the lead.
7-6 our score, 9:53 remains. Great punt from Stevens. And it drives Beach all the way back inside his own 20 to the 16 where he fields.
Mike, portions of today's game brought to you by Upper Deck, the official trading card partner of USA Football and the U.S. national teams, and also by Volt Athletic, official strength and conditioning solutions partner of the U.S. national football team. And Volt Athletics has done a great job all week. They've been working with the USA Football has partnered with Volt Athletics to design strength and conditioning programs, nutrition programs, and outlines for the high school students to use. So the high school students are playing here in this game today and in the second game today. So giving them as much information and resources to develop that part of their game, all part of the package here for the U.S. national team program.
A bit of a delayed handoff, but McLaughlin gets it in the hands of Gregory Wallace III, who gains 5, and it's 2nd down and 5.
And that's exactly what the red team needs. The red team needs to balance out their good passing game with a little bit of a run game to keep the white team honest. And if they're able to do that, they can start to build a smooth, hard-hitting drive here.
Trips to the left, Lee by himself to the right on 2nd and 6. McLaughlin skips that one to the outside, looking for Elijah Johnson. And it's 3rd down and 6. Minutes, 59 seconds remains here in game number 1 of a doubleheader we have for you on USAFootball.com. Third and 6. And Lee, an impressive catch in traffic, fights all the way to the 37, plenty for a 1st down.
Lee has been the go-to guy for this red team offense. Lee and Roski have done an outstanding job converting in tough situations. Take a look at this pass from McLaughlin, fitting it into a tight window. Lee with a great leaping catch, and then he's not done. Breaks 2 tackles, drags 2 defenders, get as much yardage as possible. Lee has been very impressive thus far here today.
Red team trailing by 1. Mason McLaughlin looking to put together a drive to put his team in front. We've seen 2 field goals on the day from Skylar DeLong, 1 from 45. So you got to think, Tom, anything to the 30 puts you in field goal range. Wallace the third on the carry, fights forward for a couple. Down at the bottom of the pile is 52 Rodriguez. And it brings up a 2nd down.
Good hard run from Wallace, getting positive yardage there. Could have been taken down for a loss. Be able to get what he can there. Bring up a manageable situation for the red team.
2nd down and 8. Clock continues to run under 7:30. Plenty of time for both sides. McLaughlin to throw. Deflected in the middle of the defense and incomplete. Dawson Waldo was the intended receiver, and it was deflected away. Up from his safety position, and on the play, Paxton Boers. And it's 3rd and 8. We'll have a timeout on the field taken by the white team. 7 minutes, 17 seconds remains here in the 4th quarter. 7-6, white in front.
Mike, portions of today's game brought to you by Siege Sports, the official uniform provider of the U.S. national teams. We talked a little bit about them earlier, customizing all of the jerseys for the USA Football U.S. national teams. Physio Control, also the official AED provider of USA Football. So special thanks to all of our sponsors here today that make this game possible. We are in Game 6 of our 7-game series here, part of the U.S. National Team Development Week here in Canton, Ohio. Next week, the Development Week will take place at Occidental College in Los Angeles. The following week will be in College Station, Texas. Then we'll wrap it up with the full contact development weeks at Towson University in Baltimore, Maryland, just outside of Baltimore. And then a non-contact development week also at Malvern Prep, just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Certainly a busy summer here at USA Football.
And this is where the national teams are selected from these development weeks, from these development games pretty much. But it's not just the game. It's the work that the kids put in, the attitudes that they put forth, how they carry themselves on and off the field, all factor into who will represent the country in international competition.
McLaughlin in the shotgun on 3rd down and 8. To the air. And a first down up to midfield. Zach Roski with another reception. Roski's got to be closing in on 10 receptions on the day.
And it's a great route and it's a great call. I'm not sure if the offensive coordinator called this one in or if McLaughlin changed it at the line of scrimmage, but he did give some instructions to his teammates before he threw that pass after the huddle had broken. So a great adjustment. McLaughlin just seems to be somebody that knows the game very, very well, able to read defenses extremely well. Pretty mature ability for such a young athlete. He's the son of a coach. His father, John McLaughlin, is the head coach of one of the teams in yesterday's competition, led South Lake Christian Academy to a state championship in his first year as head coach.
Nothing doing for Wallace. Swarmed by the white defense. Tanner Cochran, Chad Quick, 2 of the first ones there.
Cochran just kind of left all alone there. McLaughlin not doing a great job of reading the defensive end there, and Cochran making him pay, coming up and making a great tackle.
Second and 10. Too far out of the reach of Lee. And it brings up a 3rd and long. Ball set at the red 49-yard line. Another 20 yards or so would put red in field goal range from what we've seen Skylar DeLong display so far. He already has one from 45. His team trails 7-6 with 5:48 to play here in the 4th. We've had some exciting finishes here in the USA Football Development Games in Canton so far this weekend. We may be on our way to another. McLaughlin has the middle of the field. McLaughlin slides down at the 45-yard line, 4 yards shy of first down yardage.
It's the right move there by McLaughlin, and it's nice to see him tuck it and run it for the first time really here today. Saw the open space and got down and avoided the contact. And if the red team were to go for it now, it's a much more manageable situation. Had nothing downfield, everything well covered. Felt the pressure coming from his sides. Decided to come up and get what he could, and it was a good gain. And a good smart play by McLaughlin.
Fourth down and 4. Keep an eye on Roski, slot to the right. The white team certainly is. McLaughlin goes left side and has Lee for a first down to the 33. The ball came out at the end of the play, but the referees say he was down, and it's a first down for Jonathan Lee.
When you have targets like Lee and Roski, you really, really should never doubt yourself in those kinds of situations, because those two guys will get the job done when you need them to get the job done. Another great route, gets his hands on the defensive back. A well-designed play, gets inside the D-back, breaks the tackle from Rodriguez, and is able to get the first down. Nice tight window, able to fit the ball into. Good throw by McLaughlin again, and a great play by Lee.
Wallace and Whitfield the backs, and flags litter the field. It's a false start on the offense, so move them back 5. That's big because it puts them on the very edge and probably out of field goal range of Skylar DeLong.
Well, it'll put them right back in the spot where they were when it was 4th and 5, but now they have 4 downs to work with.
And Ryan Koob will come into the game to get some action now at quarterback. I was going to say, Tom, I would be very interested to see the time of possession stats in this game. It feels like the red team has had the football almost the entire time. Koob hands it off inside to Wallace. And it's back to the original line of scrimmage.
It's a good gain by Wallace. Some good shifty maneuvering to get as much as he could there. Good initial push from the offensive line and a great effort from Wallace.
Chad Quick the stop. And it will bring up a 2nd down and 10. 3:18 and a running clock remains here in the 4th quarter. Red team trailing by 1. Koob inside. This is Whitfield. Not much. Thomas roaming the defensive back. Comes up from his defensive back position for the stop. And it brings up a 3rd down.
What a play by Roaming. Look at his pursuit here and the sure tackle to bring Whitfield down to the ground. That's an outstanding play from Roaming.
3rd down and 10. From the 33-yard line. And a timeout taken by the red team with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Timeout in the booth as well. Back with more on USAFootball.com. Two minutes, 16 seconds remains here in the 4th quarter. It's 7-6. The white team in front of the red team on the right boot of 2 field goals for Skylar DeLong at the 33-yard line, right on the edge of field goal range for DeLong. This is a big 3rd down, Tom.
It is, and they've been able to convert with relative ease on these 3rd and long, 4th and long situations. Of Koob in at quarterback, that adds a little bit more of a running element, a running factor to the position. You have these 2 big targets in Roski and Lee that have been able to do a phenomenal job in some of these conversions.
Koob hands it off inside, and Wallace plows through a couple of arm tackles. Wallace fights his way forward for a 1st down to the 21.
What a play by Wallace. Breaking 3 tackles. It looked like it was dead in the water. And churning those legs and making it and converting it into a 1st down. Unbelievably impressive play by Wallace. We'll see here as he is wrapped up by Rodriguez able to fight through it, gets through another would-be tackler, and drags 2 defenders down past the first down marker. You can't ask for a better effort than that out of your running back.
100 seconds remain here in game number 1. Coob hands it off to Whitfield. Whitfield keeps the legs churning, and he'll get inside the 20. Gain of 3.5 on the carry. And it brings up a second down. Tanner Cochran, the stop. .105, 104, 103 remain here in the fourth quarter. This one coming down to the finish as well. Tom, I believe the white team has only had 2 or 3 possessions here in the second half.
Yeah, it does seem like the red team has dominated the possession for sure.
Wallace on the handoff. Looking to turn the corner, and he's going to lose big yardage. Back to the 23. Loss of 4 on the carry. It's 3rd down and 12. Clock continues to run with 25 seconds. It looks like this game is going to come down to the right foot of Skylar DeLong.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. That's what's going to happen. They're going to run this clock down, and they're going to put all the pressure of the game on the shoulders of DeLong. Just couldn't be a more exciting finish here. A really unbelievable play by Alex Thompson on that. If we could just take another look at the replay here. Coming down from the safety position, making a beautiful tackle, running straight through the defender. The open field tackling that we've seen all weekend long has been so incredibly impressive. And Alex Thompson, in a huge situation, makes a big-time play. Get number 27 coming down from the safety position, untouched, downhill angle through the ball carrier, brings him to the ground. That's exactly what you teach. That's exactly what you want to see out of a safety coming down to defend a run. And that is a great play by Thompson.
Well, our shock doctor play of the game, that is coming right here. From 40 yards for the win, Skylar DeLong. No doubt about it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable finish to this game. DeLong, 3 field goals, 45 yards, 33 yards, and the winner from 40. Unbelievable job. That is your shock doctor play of the game without question. And we'll take another look at it here. Just booms this one through the uprights like he's done it a million times before. Couldn't be more pressure on him in this situation, and he rises to the occasion. That's your shock doctor play of the game. Skylar DeLong bringing it here today.
And that will wrap up our coverage of game number 1 of 2 here on USAFootball.com. Our final, the red team led by head coach Tony Testis, 9. And the white team led by head coach Tom Kudaba, 7. We'll have one more game for you today coming up here on USAFootball.com. We invite you to stay tuned. For those of you who have joined us, we thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. For my broadcast partner, Tom Monfoletto, and our producer, Derek Raymond, as well as our entire USA Football crew, I'm Mike Samsel. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned.